All right, going live in three, two, one. Well, this is Soaking Up Spilled Ink with Rachel. We're up to episode number 10. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing fine, doing fine. The weather situation here, I thought I'd bring it up. It's
Mm.
been all the snow has finally dissipated. I think we had talked about the fact that I had to the power was out for 4 days. That's all resolved. But
Yeah,
now we're talking about another big storm coming in. I think that might affect you as well this upcoming Friday.
it's
So.
supposed to just kind of nick us a little bit. We were supposed to get the full thing, and now it's moving. It's only going to clip us a little bit, so I don't think
Oh,
it's
okay.
going to be much for me to worry about. But I'm not so sure about you. We still
Yeah,
have a good amount of snow on the ground, although it's kind of all ice at this point because it's been regularly like 7 degrees outside.
seven, really?
Yes, seven.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the daytime high. That's not
Yeah.
night. Oh my goodness. I hate to ask, what's it like at the night during the evenings? Is it like below zero?
Yeah, below zero, one. Actually, it looks like it's supposed to be getting warmer soon, but right now it's let's see. My weather app just glitched out on me. It's 10 right now.
10 degrees. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, yeah, the I that when it gets down to that zero, it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, that's when it's really bitter cold. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it really is.
I spent when I was like 19, I spent like 3 weeks on my uncle's farm. I might have said this before, outside of Altoona, Pennsylvania, a little
Mm.
place called Geysert, and it dropped. It was the middle of it was January this time of year, and it dropped down to below zero on a regular basis. So I was young. I loved it. I didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that much nowadays. I mean, as long as I get a nice place to warm up, but it's just still that whole idea of walking outside. And you're like, oh my god, it's just
Yeah, it's just frigid. Frigid
yeah.
is the term for that.
The other thing was the huge snow drifts where we get snow that was like a few feet in height. That was like unbelievable. So,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I hope you stay warm and everything. And
You as well. I hope that your power doesn't go out for another 4 days because that's not fun at all.
yeah, I know my dad called me up today and he says, hey, there's another big snowstorm. Are you ready for this? And I said, yeah. He said, are you ready for your generator? I said, I wanted to say I don't think it's going to go out again, but
Mm.
I maybe, but that was kind of a freak occurrence. I've been here for almost 18 years, and that's the only
Hmm.
time the power's ever gone out due to a snowstorm. So I
Oh,
seriously,
wow.
it's going to happen. It's gone out before, but usually during like windy conditions or like
Hmm. Hmm.
rain or something, but never snow. So
Hmm.
I seriously thought it was good, but it was really funny. He was calling up to make sure I was going to be safe and everything. So
Hmm.
before I go too far, we got I always mispronounce this name. One of our regulars, Kairua. Hello back.
Korea. I don't know. I would say
Oh,
Kira. Kira. I'm not sure.
okay. So, and also
But
before we go
hello.
too far, what's that?
No, I was just saying hello. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, hello. So, yeah, before we go too far, I just want to remind everybody to, if you'd like to help support our show, we have the an affiliate link in the description for NordVPN, and that's that if you were to purchase the service, that would it could help. It will help us as far as what we're doing, funding with the shows that we're doing here, and we really appreciate that. And I have used NordVPN in the past. I always give my little endorsement. It's very reliable for definitely hiding your location, and if you want to keep your privacy. And as far as the pricing on it, it's definitely I've clicked on it myself just to see what it looks like, and it's definitely a pretty decent price. It's definitely far less than what you pay for the regular service, and it's as as far as I don't remember what all if there's just one rate, if there's a couple different rates, but definitely the one rate that I saw there was definitely I would think worth the price for the service. And if
Yeah.
again if you purchase that, that does help what we're doing. We really appreciate that. It's in the link below.
Hmm.
And we got Desenhaus 3.0 back. Hi, how are you doing? And
I
oh,
see
yeah.
that my name is a Japanese name. I've studied a bit of Japanese, but the KYU is throwing me off a little bit. Kira? No, because do you, well, if you're watching this, you do the hiragana and I'll see if I can sound it out or make a fool of myself, either one.
Yeah, but thanks for watching anyway. I
Yes, very
apologize
much.
if
Thank
but
you.
Yeah, I apologize if I'm butchering your name. I really don't mean to do that. I'm just really bad at that sometimes. So let's
And we
take a
also
look at
got
our. Yeah,
Desenhaus Play 3.0 says hi as well.
yeah, be serious. Hi
Hi.
there. There we go. So thank you very much. We got our loyal fan base coming back tonight. So let's take a look at our question from last week. So we got a pretty decent response
Mhm.
here. Have you ever lived with roommates? And share your craziest story in the comments.
Ooh,
Yes,
we got a lot of comments.
yes, 27 responses. Pretty good.
Mm.
Yes was 65%, no 24%, and do parents count with 11%. So did I give my crazy story about the roommate I had? I don't know if I gave that
I
one.
don't remember. You can
The
always do
first
it
house.
again.
Okay. Yeah, my first house, which before I bought the live in the house that I'm in now, so we're talking like I said, 18 years ago. Let someone move in, and it was a roommate, but he's more like a tenant, but still like a roommate situation. So he lived in
Hmm.
one of the bedrooms. He paid the rent the first time, first month that is, and then after that he didn't pay the rent at all. So 3 or 4 months finally went by, and I just locked him out. And one night he comes to the back of the, I wouldn't let him in, and it's because I told him he had to pay the rent, and finally I just what I did was I sold that house, and I let him. That was the first time I let him back in to get his stuff out, and he said he was going to pay me, and of course he never did. I just didn't bother going after him. It was just pointless. I mean, I probably could
Yeah.
have. I was too busy, but it was just after that I just didn't want to deal with roommates anymore. I mean, it was just one bad experience, but I figured, who knows? I don't want to deal with that. I always thought about myself when I rented a room for 13 years, I think,
Hmm.
and a small boarding house, and I was always on time with the rent, and I'm not trying to brag, but I was always on time
No,
with the rent.
yeah. I mean, I think, most people are or try to be. Not a lot of
Mhm.
people are the ones that try and get away for nothing.
Yeah. And the one or two times I was late, I actually went up to the landlord. I said, "Hey, is it okay if I'm like a week or two late?" And he was like, "Oh, of course." It was like, because
Hmm.
I was on time all the time. He was like, "Oh yeah, you can be late this time. It's not a big deal." So,
Right.
and but yeah, it whole soured me for the whole thing with bringing him in. And the other thing was he would bring stuff to the house that he would find on the side of the road, like a little kid,
Oh,
like
fun.
yeah, he would find TV sets, old style like tube style TV sets. Though this is, if you remember, this is like 20 years ago. So
Hmm.
um tube style TV sets. I'd say, well, I don't need a TV. That we already have a TV set. He said, yeah, but this one works fine. I was like, I don't need a TV set. He brought like 3 or 4 of them back.
That's
He brought
so odd.
yeah, he brought one day. He brought like a whole bunch of construction cones, like you see on the side of the road, little pointy construction cones,
Yeah, yeah,
like 20 of them. I'm like, I don't need construction cones. Oh, yeah, you never know when you might need them. I said, I don't need construction
yeah.
cones. And it was like what I would do is I just when I moved out of the house, because I only had the house for like less than 2 years.
Hmm.
When I moved, the move was pretty quick. I didn't have time to throw the stuff away, so I just boxed it up, even though I didn't want it. I didn't
Hmm.
have. I just brought it to the house here where I'm living now, and I didn't get rid of them until like about a year ago. All this stuff he
Oh
brought
my
is still
gosh.
sitting my, except for the construction cones. I got rid of those pretty quickly. So, but the TV sets, the old stereo equipment, all the VCRs he'd find laying around, it's like I,
Hmm.
I, I remember going up to the dump this past summer, and the guy was looking. He said, those TV sets are when they crush, they make a real nice sound or something." He was like real excited to see. So,
That's kind of cool.
so yeah, but yeah, that's my movie experience. The guy that and I compare him. I hate when I was a kid. I used to do something similar. Like
Hmm.
but I was like 10 years old. There's an excuse, and as an adult,
Right.
I don't bring stuff home. And that's not my dad won't bring stuff back, but he goes to construction sites and asks them he builds things. So
Hmm. Hmm.
he'll find materials and say, "Are you going to throw that out?" And I'll say, "Yeah," and he'll bring it home and build something, which is really nice. But that's still
Yeah.
different. But an adult, he was like at least 10 years older, maybe 5 to 10 years, I forget all, but he was older than me. And an
Hmm.
adult bringing this stuff home, it's like,
Yeah, it's so odd. That's
yeah, yeah. And like I
very
said, when I was a
interesting.
kid, I had a paper route. I was 10 years old. Like neighbors would throw something out. They'd see the next. I was like, I go up to the door. "Hey, can I have that?" And they say, "Sure." It's like, like I remember
Right.
I found a Goodyear blimp, a model of a Goodyear blimp, and
Ooh.
it was like about a foot long, and it had I put a battery in it. I fixed it. It wasn't working, but I fixed it. And like it would rotate the little sign underneath, like there's a little electronic sign. I thought it was so cool. So, but like I said, it was
That is
10 years
awesome.
old.
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So, but anyway, I never do that again. So oh,
Very, yeah.
here's he's come back in. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. So where am I from? I'm from Virginia. So
Hmm.
Virginia, lived here my whole life. Though I did live like a few months in DC, Washington DC, but that was about. And then I lived 3 months, if you want to count it, 3 weeks in my uncle's farm when I was 19 years old. I don't know if that really counts though. So alrighty. So getting back to our question here. Results. I was rambling on there.
Yes.
So
So,
um,
no, that's okay. Oh, we
yeah, I
got a
wanted
lot
to
of good
say
stuff
I
here.
don't know if I said this. If I did, I'm just forgive me on the repeat. I'm repeating myself, but
Hmm.
in order to make sure we see all the comments, we have to press the newest first every time when I do
Yeah.
this. For some reason, YouTube will not show all the comments if you have top comments, but if you show newest, it shows all of them. I don't know why it does that. So
Hmm.
I like to do newest anyway, so I've been doing it all along, but it was really weird. So just in
Yeah,
case
that
anyone
is interesting.
send you. Did you want to? I know you read through these pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Did you
so
want
let's
to
see. The
read?
first one, if you're looking for advice, just make sure your roommate knows how to take care of themselves. More often than not, shared living doesn't work because one party does all the maintenance for high quality of life. The other side acts like a child and reaps all the benefits. So, yeah, or sits
You
back
cut
like
off.
a child. So, there's your thing there. Sits back and collects weird things like a
Yeah,
child.
you cut off just to let you know. You cut off for about 5 or 6 words there towards the end there. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we got it. We understood what you're saying. Just wanted.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to read this next
Let's
one,
see.
but
This
yeah,
next one is big. First,
uh,
I just want to say for the context of this story, I am a male and I am not a cat. Okay, that's a good thing to know. Profile pic shows otherwise. Okay, so there we go. I was sharing a room with this guy. One evening, I got home from work and the lights were out, so I figured the dude was asleep, so I went to bed. I woke up about 20 minutes later to a constant flick of light. I figured he was just getting high, so I didn't care, went back to sleep. 5 minutes later, I wake again. This time, it's a constant slapping sound, and it sounded like he was too close to me. So I turned on the lamp, and the dude was naked, standing over me, doing some terrible things that I don't want to read on screen.
oh my
I
goodness,
screamed at him, "What are you doing?" I'm censoring some language here. He said he thought I liked him because I was nice to him. I told him I'm nice to everyone unless you're a jerk. He asked me if I wanted a hit trying to hand me a meth pipe. I denied his offer in a kind of mean way, and his response was, "I don't want you to think I'm a jerk." I stayed with a friend until the dude moved out in a couple of days. I'm glad that nightmare wasn't any worse. It sounds like honestly pretty bad.
uh, yeah.
Oh gosh, that one's pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, he does
Oh,
have a cat in his avatar. I couldn't tell what
yeah,
that was.
it's a
Yes.
cat. Oh man, this one, next one. Let's see. No,
Kiss Best
it.
Fan is, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Kiss Best Fan is a regular contributor here, so
Go ahead. Kiss best fan. Yeah.
yeah.
No, it was no use during studies as I was living too far away from university anyway. It was better to just contribute to the parents instead of paying someone else. Now I have no need to live with roommates as I own a house. That's a pretty good way to do it. We have Renegade MS. I love my brothers and mother, so I'm assuming they still live at home as well. GTA San Andreas. Not really a
No.
roommate situation, but just people saying GTA San Andreas. Okay, there
Well,
you go.
actually, I gotta say we had 27 responses. It looks like they were mostly replies, by the way, because this is
San
the
Andreas
we only have one more comment, and that's
with a lot
basically
of replies. Yeah,
yeah.
let's see. Yeah, it started off nice and quiet, but after a month, them fools started smoking meth. I will never do that roommate stuff again. Why did they do meth? What are you saying? Meth is drugs. There's some good discourse here. They started stealing everything that was not nailed down and staying up for days. Yeah, meth is a drug. This is a very interesting discourse. He's asking if they did Stupid stuff while high. Oh, hey. Funny, scary meth in the comments if you want to read. Yeah, so lots of fun stuff here. Wow,
Yeah.
lots of comments. English is your well, it looks like this is mostly just a discourse on you know,
Yeah.
the context
Uh,
of the question, but still fun.
yeah. I gotta say one more. I don't know if this. What I told you, I rented a room at a house for 13
Mhm.
years. It was kind of a unique situation because the room had its own private entrance and I had my own private toilet, not a bathroom, but a toilet, like a little tiny
Okay.
piece of toilet, which is kind of, so I had to share a shower with someone else. So it was kind of like a roommate situation.
Yeah.
Um, and periodically I would smell this odor coming into my room. And I assume there was like six other rooms that were divided off. I assume that somebody, and I'm not a, I don't, I've never smoked any kind of drugs or anything, or marijuana or anything. I mean, like that. I
Mhm.
assume it was marijuana. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay.
So whatever it was, it came into my room on a semi regular basis when this one person was living in the room above me. So
Mhm.
I they were talking about meth. That's what I'm thinking. It was maybe, so, I had this similar situation. That's what reminded me of it. It's just smelling whatever it was coming to my room. And whatever it was the aroma would last for about maybe 15 minutes and it would just go away after a while. So I assume he was just getting high on something and whatever it was would just dissipate. So, but
That's funny.
I will say, oh, one thing that would gross you out is the landlord was not very clean, so the house was
Mm.
infested with cockroaches, and which was very
Oh,
very gross.
yeah.
And not only that, but he also had what he referred to as carpenter bees that
Oh.
burrowed into the one of the walls of the house, and
Mhm.
these things were huge. They were like a regular bee, like not the queen bee, but the regular smaller bees were actually like 3 inches long. I mean, they were
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
and
carpenter bees are not fun.
and I every once in a while one would get in my room and he said, "Oh well, don't worry about it. As long as you don't do anything, they won't hurt you." I'm like, like I want a big
Still a
bee flying in my
giant
room,
bee in my room. Like, no, thank you.
and I was scared. I was terrified. I don't like bees, so but yeah. And he didn't worry about it. They didn't take care of the cockroaches, didn't take care of the bees, didn't take care of anything. So yeah,
Oh man.
it was bad. It was a bad situation. So uh, I was nice. It was nice to get out of there because they finally got rid of. I had to deal with cockroaches because they were all over the house. It was just, it wasn't just my room. It was the whole house was infested. It was
Mhm.
grotesque. And
Oh, that's
once I
horrible.
got out and bought my own house, I never had cockroaches again inside. But I will say where I live
Mhm.
now, during the summertime, I see flying cockroaches here where I live now, which
Oh
is really
gosh.
bizarre. Outside, I didn't even know they flew. They look like regular cockroaches, but they fly. It's like
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Not
And
great.
like,
Not good. Not good.
yeah, fortunately, it's only during the summertime. So, and like, never inside the house, which is great because once they get inside the house, oh God, they just multiply and it's like grotesque. So, yeah, never want to go through that again. So,
Yeah, no, that's horrible. Ugh.
so, so let's see. Okay, yeah. Oh, thanks everyone for the responses. Really appreciate it, especially
Yes.
the long ones. Those are pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good story.
All righty. So we have you and I were discussing a question for this week. We would
Yeah.
be related to our show discussion for this evening.
Hmm. So in the episode, they are asked the question, "What would you rather be, a lion or a panda?" So let's see what kind of
Okay.
responses we get.
What would you rather be? Uh, was a lion or panda?
Hmm.
PANDA. There we go. Oh, quick question mark on it too. Okay.
There, yeah.
Okay. Lion. Oops.
Oops.
Lino.
Mm,
There we go. And panda. All right.
cool.
Let me see. Would you rather be a lion or okay? Does it look good?
Perfect.
Did you want anything else to it or just those two answers?
I think that's good. We get
Okay,
some
cool.
see what people say.
Lion or panda. There we go. Cool. All righty. So we'll come back to that in a little bit, see what kind of responses we get.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to butcher your name. Says I haven't finished. I haven't finished GTA San Andreas actually. Okay,
Do
cool.
you actually finish GTA San like I mean, I guess they probably have a main storyline. I just don't know that I have ever actually played through and completed a main storyline on any of uh any of those games. I just kind
Yeah.
of aimlessly drive around doing random side quests. I don't think I've ever honestly finished the whole main storyline.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna laugh at me. I finished when I bought the game for the first time. I bought it and I played it. And I finished it 8 times completely, all the way from beginning,
Wow.
within the first month or so after, or a couple months after I bought it. So,
Well, I don't even remember what the first one I ever played was. I mean, PlayStation, when did they start? PlayStation 2? Or did they start on the regular PlayStation? I don't know.
the original, I think the original Grand Theft Auto was on PC. I'm pretty sure, and then
Oh, okay.
then it branched over to PlayStation. It became more of a PlayStation game as
Mhm.
more of a 3D type game, because the original
Right.
was a top down game where you looked overhead, and then it became more.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not aware of that at all. So I definitely played it on PlayStation 2.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I've played San Andreas once or twice, but I have never actually bought it. I've just played other people have it. Like my brother-in-law has it, and I played that when I was down there for Christmas and stuff. But yeah, I haven't bought those mainly because I don't have a PlayStation. I have Xbox. So
Oh, okay. I would highly recommend that you didn't, if not that you were going to do it anyway. I would highly recommend that you do not buy the new. They've recently re-released the games. They call them the definitive version of
hmm
the older games, Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and they
hmm
are really badly designed. They really, it's not. It's they
yeah, I've seen a little bit of that in some places. People talking about that's not great.
Yeah, and it's a really poor job they did. In fact, they took away features that were in the game. It's like that doesn't make it. That's the exact opposite of definitive. You don't take things
Right.
away. So,
Right. Yeah, that definitely doesn't make sense.
and we got OD, another regular. It says, "Hey, Zimon, how have you been?"
Well, there
uh,
you go.
I've been good. I assume you're talking to me and Rachel, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Z-Man.
so
Z-Man, Z-Man. I don't know. Z-Moon. Your name is very interesting, so
yeah, so cool. Ready? And OD loves to. I'm sure he'll contribute. He's been a regular. The last few shows he's definitely come on, and he'll come back and he'll leave several more comments, I'm sure. So thank you. So
very cool. Very cool.
this is episode number 2 of Ted Lasso.
hmm
All right. So let me bring this up so we can. Oops. There we go. There we can see it. No, there we go. So
Yay.
okay. So what is the plot of this particular episode? Would you like to describe that?
The plot of this particular episode. So let's see. Ted tries to get closer to Rebecca, and Rebecca keeps trying to find ways to destroy Ted.
And Rebecca is the owner of the team, correct? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm bad with names, so I'll just have to.
Yes. I like that the shredded wheat because he's expecting the small bits of cereal, but this version is just one giant chunk of shredded wheat.
Oh, okay. You cut off a little bit there. Sorry. You the
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure why it's doing that to me. But his cereal there, he's expecting like little bits of shredded wheat, but it's one giant chunk of shredded
oh
wheat.
oh gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I when I was I would buy that's just the shredded wheat. Does that have the frosted? It's not frosted, is it?
No, it's
So
just a shredded wheat.
yeah, when I was a kid, we used to get the frosted
Oh
mini
yeah, for
wheat,
sure.
and I love those. Those are great. But then once in a while we would get the big ones too. Well, I don't think the big ones were frosted. I think it was more like what this one is. So
Yeah, yeah.
not big. Not wasn't too big of a fan of those. The frosted ones just love those. So
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, sugar on, anything. It's just great.
hmm okay.
And I
So
like Beard asks him, "Do you want to get breakfast?" And he says, I had one piece of cereal. I'm stuffed." So they decide to get coffee instead.
hmm, so what is the plot on this one is you said they're trying Rebecca and him are at odds. Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't quite see that right away, but he's trying to build a rapport with her, and he's trying to get closer to her, and she's still trying to find ways to ruin the team.
okay.
So that, yeah,
Okay, before we go further, Od says sorry, he misspelled the name. That's cool. It's all good.
that's okay.
um, yeah. So
Cool.
the we don't want to give.
All
I
right.
think you said you don't want to give too much away, but basically the basic overall plot of this is she wants the team to fail. So I've only watched up
Yes.
to number 3 so far. I've not watched anything
Hmm.
beyond 3, and he
Yes.
wants it to succeed.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So and he comes on, and the nice.
So she hired him because he doesn't have any.
I was
Oops,
just gonna say
sorry.
he's a he comes at first. He sounds like when I first saw him, I thought he was going to be kind of naive and kind of simpleton, but he's not. He's actually pretty smart. So
Yeah, yeah, he is. He's very smart. He's a very good coach. He just doesn't really know anything about soccer or football, as they call it. And he wants to do his best to make this work. And Rebecca specifically hired him because she thought he would fail. And she wants to destroy the club because it's one of the only things her ex husband ever loved. And she wants to back at him for all of the terrible things that he's done
she
throughout their
want okay, the
divorce.
things that she wants to, and that's when you cut off again. Sorry.
Because she wants to get back at him for all of the things, terrible ways he treated her during the divorce and things
Gotcha.
like that.
Cool. Gotcha.
Hmm.
Alrighty. So, this particular episode, was there any? So, here we
Hmm.
go. So, I don't. I you have to forgive me because I did not rewatch this recently, so I don't remember all the
Okay.
little. So, but
Yeah,
I
little
did.
details.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as we're going along here,
Yeah,
this
they're
is
coming out. They're gonna walk over to the work, and they see some kids playing soccer, and he's enjoying how much fun they're having and kicking the ball around. And then I don't know if it's really a spoiler to say that this girl is in a few episodes. Her name is Shannon,
this is
and
the one right there. They're right.
yeah,
Right. Okay.
yep. And I can never tell how old she is because, like, right here, it looks like she's in like a high school uniform thing, but occasionally it seems like she's like college age. So I have no idea how old she is supposed to be in the show.
Okay.
But yeah,
Let's see. I'm gonna try to get a good look at her here. There we go. Yeah, because you got the other kids there. Like, whoa, I said,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guys.
I know.
So you're right. It's like it's kind of interesting. Okay, so maybe I don't know. I can't say. The one thing I will say before we go too far is I sometimes have to replay what they're saying once in a while because I have a
Hmm.
they speak they speak English obviously, but they're speaking with such a strong accent sometimes that it's just I have to go,
Hmm.
what did they say? And so
Right. Yeah. You can do
unfortunately,
subtitles help with that as well.
yeah, unfortunately I don't have subtitles on this, so that's not.
Oh, right, because you download everything.
Yeah, I used to watch when I used to watch Doctor Who back from 2005 to 2010,
Mm.
and I would definitely have the subtitles on every episode. So when I watched that,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, yeah, so I know what you mean about the subtitles there, but yeah, so alrighty,
Yeah, so you can see she's looking up her ex-husband there. She was typing in Rupert Mannion, and that's her ex-husband, so she's just kind of he's still in her head very much. And then
trying to get that queued up. Oh, here we go.
yeah.
So there we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so she's looking up. Look at all of the things. I've never paused to hear Rupert Mannion penis girth. I wonder who made that in there. That's hilarious. Age, net worth, height, facts, models, divorce, and cheating. Those are his top searches. Oh, a funny thing about this episode is, so one of the showrunners, Bill Lawrence, he created Scrubs among other shows,
Okay.
and he's friends with Zach Braff, who is the main character of Scrubs and who's been a director on
Hold
several
on,
other
hold on, hold
things.
on, hold on,
And
hold on.
Zach
He's
came.
friends with Zach Brack, and then you broke off again. So
Oh, I'm sorry. He's friends with Zach Braff,
mhm.
who is the lead character in Scrubs,
Oh,
and he's a director in his own right. And he went to visit Bill Lawrence when they were filming this, and Bill actually was like, "Hey, you should direct an episode." And Zach was like, "No, I don't think so." And he just invited him, "You should come check out set one day." And he was like, "I guess, okay." And so he ended up on set, and Bill was like, "Yeah, you're not just here visiting, you're going to direct this episode." So Zach Braff directed this episode because he was
oh,
tricked into it by Bill Lawrence.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
As far as anything else, what is I think my dad used to watch. Scrubs is not on anymore. Is that correct?
No, no, that's correct.
Yeah.
Scrubs is, yeah.
It's an older show from, I would say, like at least 10 years ago. Is that right?
Um, yeah, I mean, let's see.
Because I think I remember my dad talking about it a lot. So that I never watched it. So I'm just trying to. Um,
2001 it started.
okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So like the early 2000s, basically. So
Yeah, early 2000s. Yep.
that sounds about right. So okay, cool. So anything
Yeah.
else he's done that like stands out? Is he besides Scrubs or?
Oh, yeah, he has his own movie, Garden State. That's one of his more popular ones. He's been in like a lot of different movies and things, a few TV shows. He's more into directing now, though. Um, so
Oops. Let me move this out of the way so it's not in there. Excuse me.
ah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So okay, cool.
yeah.
So right. So as we move on here, he's obviously got an Apple computer there. So
Well, yeah, it is an Apple TV show, so
uh,
everybody's going to be using Apple products all over the place here.
that's true. I didn't think about that. So alrighty. So what was the gift here, or what was this?
This is biscuits. So he made her some biscuits and she's trying.
Okay.
She wasn't expecting very much, but they are really, really good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Although apparently the actress did not think they were very good. So
Oh.
the little, yeah. Because she said, well, they could have been good, but they were sitting in a prop truck for however many hours. And by the time I got to them, they were terrible and stale. And I had to pretend like they were so tasty.
It's kind of like when you see people filming a scene where it's supposed to be sweaty and hot, and it's actually freezing cold.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
by the way, LD says he loves the name of the podcast. Very creative. So
Oh,
that was Rachel.
cool.
So,
Thanks.
yeah. Alrighty. So okay. So as we go forward here, so how are you getting these little bits of trivia when you read? Is that something that viewers can look at too, or?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of honestly like Facebook groups for Ted Lasso. I also follow Zach Braff on social media and stuff, and he has a podcast where him and Donald Faison, who is another main character of Scrubs, go through all of the episodes of the show.
Oh, okay.
And he talked about it on there that he got tricked into directing an episode. But yeah, a lot of it's kind of a hive mind thing with all of the information that I can find on the show. I join Facebook groups for anything that I'm ever interested in. So it's kind of a hive mind thing of, hey, did you know this fact? Hey, did you know this fact? And it just kind of all comes together.
Oh, okay.
And then
Cool.
I can spit it out here like I've known it all along and I'm a genius.
So your secret has been divulged. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
no, you're no longer the genius that we all thought you were. So just kidding. So the as far as the so as we go forward here, let's see anything.
Yeah, and she's like, biscuits is, with the boss is not something I have time for because he's like, we should do this every day. We can get to know each other. And she's like, no, 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 no. I don't have time for that. And she's like, oh, that's what we should have done. Another question. First concert, best concert? Because that's another question he asks in this
Oh,
one to
did you
get
want to
to
ask?
know her.
Okay.
And her answer is the first concert she ever saw was the Spice Girls, and the best concert she ever saw was the Spice Girls. Um, First concert I ever saw was Britney Spears. Best concert I ever saw was the Spice Girls.
Oh, okay. So I've never seen either. I've
Mm.
I might have gone to a concert when I was younger, but with my parents maybe. But when as I got older, I didn't really go to many. I might have gone something when I was a teenager. I don't remember though. So wasn't
No.
really much of a concert person myself.
Mm.
Um, I did. I don't know if it counts, but they called it. Um, oh, comedian. They when he went up on stage, they called it a concert. Oh, I can't remember his name. It was who not Rodney Dangerfield, but the Back to School. Do you ever see
Oh yeah.
the teacher that was in there that screamed a lot? You know, he's a famous
Oh
comedian.
yep, yep, yep. Lewis Black.
No, 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 no,
No,
no.
am I got the wrong person? Okay.
He died in a car accident in the early '90s.
Oh
Hold on a second. I got to bring up his name. Hold on a second.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know.
Well, when you said comedian that screamed a lot, my brain instantly went to Lewis
Oh,
Black.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure you'll recognize the name. I'm pretty. Like he's been dead for like 30 years. But let's see. 1 second. Where are we at? Oh, I forgot Robert Downey Jr. is in that. He's a minor character. I'll bring it up so we can take a look together.
Hmm.
What's his name? I don't see him. Should
Hmm.
pop right in front of me. Sam Kinison. There we go. Sam Kinison.
Hmm.
Did
Okay,
you
no, I don't actually recognize him.
really? Oh, really? Oh, wow.
1992. I was 2 years old when he died.
Oh, yeah, but okay. Okay. I'm not. Oh, that's interesting. I always thought I thought he was well known. Sorry. He was he was at the time he was immensely popular. So,
Hmm.
so I went to see him and they called it in concert.
Yeah.
He told several jokes, but only two of them that I remember laughing at, but I laughed extremely hard at because they were so funny. So, but
Well, that's good.
so I made the mistake of getting the front row seats, and I say that second. I'm sorry, second front. And I say that only because that we were right next to the speakers, and our ears were ringing so loud or badly afterwards. I was just like, oh God, we should have sat further back. So it was cool to see him up front. We were like right next to him, but still, it was like, oh my God, it was just so loud. So,
Yeah.
but okay. So anyway, getting back to our thing here. Did you want to ask that question? Did you want to ask
No,
me?
there's not really a way to make that into a poll, but people can let us know what your, first concert, best concert. So
Okay.
it's always good if you're listening, you can comment. Looks like we have, a few people in here watching. Oh, let's see. OD says, I heard that this series won some Emmy Awards. Is that right? Yes, it is right. It's won several awards. Best acting, best, let's double check that. I think it won best, yeah, prime time outstanding supporting actress for Hannah Waddington, which is Rebecca here. Let's see. I can't tell if these are awards or nominations. Writers Guild Award for Best New Series, Primetime Emmy Best Supporting Actor for the guy who plays Roy Kent, Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series for Jason Sudeikis here. Yeah, they've got a lot of awards under their belt for this
Which one?
show.
Let me bring up. I see Roy Kent in the credits here. He plays Brett. Oh,
No,
okay.
Brett Goldstein plays Roy Kent.
Oh,
Yes.
gotcha. I'm getting the names reversed. Yeah, but yeah, I recognize him now as soon as I saw his picture there. So okay,
Yeah, yeah.
he's the one player that's one of the soccer players.
One of the players. Yep. The team captain.
Okay. Oh, he's the captain. Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
team
Okay.
captain. Yep.
Okay.
And then she's like, I don't have time for this every day. And then she's like, oh my God, you're going to come back tomorrow with biscuits. He goes, I wouldn't bet on that, but
And
yeah.
so this comes here. I was laughing because I think he comes back with it, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
comes
okay.
back.
Good. Sorry. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going through now. The I don't remember if there's anything significant here.
Yeah, so in the beginning of the second, you kind of see his hands twitching a little bit. He seems a little bit nervous. So Beard is like, remember what I told you, remember what you told me when we first started, and he's like, lose the ponytail, and Beard goes, no, it's okay, they're just kids. And he's like, yeah, these guys are big though. So he's a little nervous about it, but he's going in right in on it. And then Sam falls and Jamie makes fun of him for falling, and then he's asking Nate about Sam. And here he's telling Sam to be a goldfish. I mean, that's kind of a disputed scientific fact that goldfish have short memories. They technically don't. But I mean, that was kind of a thing that people always believe. And it becomes a big theme throughout the show that he tells people to be a goldfish, which means for them it's more of a statement of you know, I just had it in my head. It's more of a, learn to let things go and move on kind of a thing. So that becomes a theme throughout is he'll often say, be a goldfish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'd never heard either way about goldfish until this show. So
Oh, there you go.
so I never, I think we discussed that last week, the last time we discussed this show. I mean, I
Oh,
thought
yeah, probably.
so. But okay.
Yeah. So he asks Nate about Sam, and because Sam doesn't seem to be doing as well as he did before when he was in Nigeria. Nate uses the term underachieving, but he's kind of thinking that it's just kind of hard to be away from home for the first time in your life, and especially in a different country and all that kind of stuff.
And I'm sorry, I got to make sure Nate is the guy that's to the left there,
Yeah,
correct?
yep.
Make sure. Okay. All right, cool. All
And
right.
now she's watching a little video of Ted, which is what we saw in the first one, his little viral video of him dancing around.
Now,
And no, I'm sorry, go ahead. I keep babbling.
no, you're fine. I was just gonna say every time he sees somebody, they always call him a wanker or something. So
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of do.
because we haven't got to the third episode yet, but there's a scene where they're cheering, and then he comes in the room. Only one or two people clap, and then one yells out "wanker" again. So
Yeah.
the Ted Lasso to just be specific who I'm referring to. So
Yeah. So she's trying to figure out which one of the players has the most sway in the locker room, and Higgins is like, I have no idea. And then she tells him to find out where Ted gets the biscuits from.
oh yes,
because they're really good, and he wants to know.
Okay, now this is the guy we were talking about before.
Yeah, that's Roy. He's the team captain.
Okay, I didn't know he was the captain of the team. I thought it was the other guy that was the head guy. There's another guy that's like a really good player. Maybe that's
Yeah, he's a really good player. Jamie.
Okay.
Jamie is the other guy, but he's kind of a jerk. So Roy is the team captain here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where what does they give them something here?
Yeah. I think this is the one where he asks if they have any suggestions and stuff. I don't remember exactly that.
Okay.
But yeah, this is for suggestion box. So it's a suggestion box, and he's asking if anybody has, any issues with anything. It could be like the color of the walls, anything that they have any issue with. Put a slip of paper in the box and let it go, and let them know.
Right.
And yeah, Roy is like, how is this supposed to be any good? And this one, Ted's just kind of standing there for a few minutes, but
so
as Rebecca slowly walks out, and then Keely comes up. This is Keely here. She's dating Jamie, and asks our question of the night: what would you rather be, a lion or a panda?
Does you say it right here?
See. Yeah.
I'm gonna play this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
No, I think she says it when she's popping out of the car. So she like slides in with the car, and then as soon as she steps out, yeah, here.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it just every so often so it doesn't get there.
What would you rather be, a lion or a panda?
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Yeah. And Rebecca's like, I don't have time for this, and starts to walk away. And Ted says panda, and she immediately comes back with, no, a lion is the correct answer. And she goes off to denigrate pandas and say how lions are the best animals, and she just makes the joke of what is black and white and red all over. A panda that gets anywhere near a lion.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say sunburned panda, but okay.
Yeah, panda that gets anywhere near a lion. And she's like, oh, that Rebecca is a very tall, intimidating woman. And then they ask Jamie the same question, and he comes back with, Coach, I'm me. Why would I want to be anything else? Which I like.
Well, no, wait, she asked the initial question. She just pops out and she just asks it. There's
no context or anything.
Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss something.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. And then, okay. That doesn't look like Jamie for some reason. Maybe
no, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
yeah.
So, okay, what do we got here in this scene?
So now Coach and Beard are going through any of the suggestions in their little suggestion box. Most of it is wanker. Most of them are wanker. And then he asks May here what a wanker is, and she tells him, and just kind of with a little show. Oh, back up a little bit. No.
Let's see.
Yeah, here.
Oops. Wank.
Yeah.
The
only one they get good is that the shower pressure is rubbish, so he puts that in the pocket.
Well, I'm not going to say that word out loud. Wanker.
Wanker.
You don't want to let them call you a wanker, Ted. It's bad.
Okay. I don't want to get too much because
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he says here, "What is a wanker?" And she does a hand motion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Okay.
Yeah,
Here.
you can
Okay.
see her little hand motion there. And he goes, "Oh, okay, thank you. I'm a visual learner, so that's very helpful."
Okay.
So then they're walking.
What's the? I'm sorry. The other guy. His name is
Beard.
Beard. Just like it. Okay. Like what's on his face then? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Beard.
I thought that's what it was, but I wanted to make sure. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. So. Okay. So where are we going here? I'm sorry.
He kicks around with Shannon a little bit. She's kicking a soccer ball towards him. He tries to stop her, and she just kind of twirls right around him.
And she's good. You said she becomes a regular on the show.
Not a regular. She's in a few episodes. She's kind of around every once in a while.
So like a semi-reoccurring character kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of like this. She'll every once in a while come up and they'll talk about soccer, or she'll kick the ball around with him. But yeah.
In real life, is she someone important? Is she a famous actor or something? Or
Not that I know of.
okay, just curious. Alrighty. Let's see. So move on. He's got the more biscuits there.
Yep, and she immediately takes them because they're delicious.
And as far as you said she hated them. But was that for every take that she had to do with them?
Yeah. She said they made them better for the second season. Like, they actually do taste good. But in the first season, they were mostly just stale and kind of icky because, props would probably, make them the night before, and they, sit in a prop room or truck or something until they would need them for the specific scene. So they would be kind of gross by that point.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And then
what was the significance of the scene though? But
this one here?
Yeah.
So in this scene, he's like, I want to get to know you. You're part of the team, and it's really important that we get to know each other. So we're gonna keep doing this biscuits with the boss thing. And he says, even Higgins and I are having lunch later, having salads later. And so so she kind of gives Higgins a little side eye for like hanging out with Ted. And then so then Higgins says, "Caesar you later," and Ted bursts back into the room, which is so good. And then they check out the shower pressure because that was one of the only helpful things that was in the suggestion box.
All right.
And now they're trying to collect money because he knows that Sam's birthday is coming up, and he thinks maybe that having Sam's birthday will make Sam feel a little bit more welcome, and he won't feel so bad about, him. He might play a little better, feeling a little more at home. Jamie puts gum in the box, and so Ted's kind of confronting him about it.
Right. And they're still not taking him seriously, obviously. So,
yeah, no.
We have this meeting. This guy. No, this reporter. He's in episode 3 as well.
Yes.
Is he a regular reoccurring character?
Yes, he is. Trent Krim of The Independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, he didn't really answer these questions. It's obviously because he doesn't know soccer very well, but also this is the way that what's her name? I forgot her name already. Rebecca. Yeah, she wanted him to basically fail this interview anyway.
Yeah, she kind of wants him to fail kind of anything, so she's not helping him at all. And then this one, a guy stands up and asks her if she's heard the latest news on Rupert's latest girl. And she's like, well, he can consort with whatever actress model he wants. And he goes, oh no, she says that they were together before you were married. Before you were divorced, I mean. Sorry. And so they're, obviously trying to get a reaction from her. And so he's like, just trying to get a rise out of her. And she just coolly passes it off like, no, men could multitask, and makes everybody laugh. And then they leave. And here she is checking on it. It says, another one, Rupert Mannion caught with another young starlet.
In Chelsea? Is that what it says? Okay.
Chelsea,
Okay.
yeah. It's just an area of London.
All right.
And then he brings in the care package his son sent to him, which is barbecue sauce and some green army men. And that's another thing you'll see throughout the show, and people will, everybody will have a green army man. He'll give them to random people throughout the show as well.
And what was the significance for that then? Because I forgot.
His son sent them to him to help protect him while he's away.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah.
All right.
And so he gives them out occasionally. And this is why she was asking lion or panda, because it's some sort of flavored vodka, and they were having a photo shoot where she either had the choice to dress up like a lion or a panda. So she did end up going with lion.
Yeah, I remember this scene a little bit. As far as the conversation here, what was he trying to get?
He's trying to ask her about Jamie and to see like how he could break through into Jamie. And he says what motivates him and her. He's like, you have any other advice?
Oh, you okay? Or you what motivates him? And you cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a great place to cut out. Because he asks what motivates him, and her response is blowjobs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did not hear that the first time.
And he asks, is there anything else? And she says positive reinforcement.
Oh. No, this scene right here that someone snaps a picture of them, and it's in the next episode.
Yes. So Rebecca hired somebody to take incriminating photos.
Was she trying to get him in trouble?
Yes, she's trying to break up the team, and she knows that if they get photos of Keely and Ted looking cozy, then it could make Jamie upset, and he would play badly, and it would affect the team.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So we got all those pictures of her in there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So now they surprise Sam with a birthday party with some cakes and some presents and some stuff. He's got
Love Chin Chin.
Yeah, it's a food a snack in Africa.
Oh, it's African. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if it was which country. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So
yeah.
Let's see. Anything significant coming up here?
Yeah, so everybody's kind of calling him a wanker. They're trying to, this is, I think, the first game that he's here for. And it says, we've got 90 minutes to prove him wrong. And the people are talking about how Sam showed that he was playing pretty well. And then they say it's an insignificant goal by Jamie, who celebrated like he just won the World Cup. And even though he heard them say insignificant goal by Jamie Tart, he's still like, thank you for mentioning me, because they were talking about how well Sam played. And in here, it's almost like Ted's getting through to Jamie a little bit about, you go out there, you're so sure you're 1 in a million, you forget you're just 1 in 11. So he kind of like says that if you could turn that me into an us, then you would be one of the best players ever. And so Jamie's kind of thinking about it, and it seems like he's taking it to heart a bit. So sinking in a little.
Oh, who bashes the window there?
Nate, because Roy is upset about the game, and so Nate is like, "Oh yeah, I'm furious," and he just kind of hits the window with his elbow, but he does not expect it to break at all, and the whole thing just like shatters in. And luckily, it's got that mesh kind of stuff. So, Odu says, "Does this series take place in the U.S. or England?" It takes place in England, in London. One of the one of the towns in London, Richmond. Yeah.
I was gonna say yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, I saw Richmond on it several times.
Yeah, it's in Richmond in England, which is a suburb. I don't know if it's suburb because it's still pretty much city-y, but it's just outside of London.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Nate smashes the window. And now this is one of my favorite spots too, if you hit play on this one for a second, because I just love the way he like turns the water on and like notices that Ted actually took the suggestion of water pressure and he fixed it. Love the way he looks up at the water like, oh, it's fixed.
Yeah.
So like, Ted's subtle in his way that he coaches and that he goes about things, but it makes a difference, like having a good shower after a game, that makes a difference. It doesn't seem like it would, but it's little things like that that make a difference. And Ted really knows how to work those little things that make those differences.
I can kind of relate to this scene in a way. The shower nozzle on my shower was clogged up, and I tried to clean it out, and I just replaced it with another one I had in the basement. And I was like, it was so nice. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so much better. So.
Yeah, you don't notice it until you fix it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's just so much nicer.
Yeah. So his reaction was like, I mean, I didn't do the eyeball thing, but I was like, I could tell he was, he'd be.
Yeah, he's like, oh wow. And so now he's like, you know what, we lost. It's okay, it happens. And then let's celebrate Sam. They go for parties and stuff. So then he brings cake up to them and is like, you should really join us. Let the team know you're rooting for them. And Rebecca declines, and I think Higgins goes down. And now Trent is out here stalking Jamie. And Jamie holds for a minute. He's acting, like, I'm just one of 11. He's trying to be humble. It lasts all of 3 seconds before he cracks, and because the guys from the other team are leaving, and he hears
okay.
Talk about how terrible
the other guys
Richmond
are leaving,
played,
and then
the other guys,
and you broke.
Yeah, the other team are leaving, and he hears them say about how terrible Richmond played.
Okay.
So then he kind of cracks any little progress Ted made, kind of cracks there a little bit, and he's like, they're all in there having a party, and it's so dumb, and like he's not happy about it, and yeah, and here Colin gets smashed in the face with the water because he's not expecting it. Yeah, just taked him out. And then Roy is like, careful, son. Gaffers fix the water pressure. That's her again. And then he's talking to Shannon again. Yeah.
So she says,
oh, yeah?
So she says,
You were rubbish.
That's right. I forgot she spoke. Yeah, I did see this. I forgot what she did that. So,
yeah, you were rubbish. So,
and then they have a little tag thing here.
Yeah, he grabs the ball and they kind of play a little bit here. So yeah, she just kind of is around a little bit. They do that kind of thing here and there. And now Rebecca is kind of debating if she wants to, what she wants to do about Ted. And on the news comes, Rupert and his newest fling. And Higgins calls her and says, I sent you the pictures. And it's the pictures the photographer took of Keely and Ted. Yeah, and they look really cozy, and it could look pretty incriminating. So it's not great.
Right. Okay. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. Right?
Yeah. So she's looking at that, and there it goes. You see this part. Ted makes the biscuits. He doesn't buy them anywhere. He bakes them himself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I do remember this. Yeah. I didn't even catch that though. I'm glad you pointed that out. But yeah, thank you.
Yep. He bakes them himself. So the best biscuits she ever had, made by our own Ted Lasso.
What was he doing another soldier for? What was that?
Oh, no, that's her. That's the soldier he gave her. And once the TV comes on and shows Rupert with his newest girl, she throws the action figure and decides to go ahead with publishing the photos.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Alrighty. So that would be the end of this episode. And there wasn't really, there wasn't no real major focus, I guess, on this episode.
Mm-hmm. Mostly just kind of the whole biscuits thing.
Right.
Because this episode is called Biscuits with the Boss.
Right. So overall, in the entire, and you have seen the entire series, right? So
several times.
So in the overall overall scheme, overall for every episode in relation to this one to all the episodes, how would you rate this one as far as, is it one of the, would it be a must-see episode? Is it
no, I think this is more of a like the first one is an introduction, and this one I think is just reestablishing that introduction, letting you see a little bit more of each of the characters and things like that. It's not my favorite episode by any means, but I don't really have a least favorite episode. It's just more information. So it's not like a jump out, nothing crazy exciting happens. They do have their first match, and you get to see a little bit more of each character and how they react to each other and different things, situations. So I think the writing in this show is so well done. And like Bill Lawrence especially, he's not one of those people that puts in frivolous things just to have them in there. Everything he puts into a show is completely necessary and has meaning and contributes to the story. And so I think this is needed information, and but nothing like crazy happens in the episode, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Now you said you've seen all of them. Now Odie has asked, we'll be reviewing next episodes as well. Yeah, we'll be doing that too. So,
Mhm.
As far as the overall series, and you might have said this before, but not this evening, is the third season. There's 3 seasons altogether, and that's it, or is there more than
Yes,
that?
I think they're going to only be 3 seasons. Season 3 is actually starting to film next month. So season 3 will be out the end. I mean, it's pretty quick for a turnaround for a show, but it should start airing the episodes in August of this year if they stay on track with what they've been doing in the past. And there
Okay.
will only be 3 seasons from what we've heard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And a nice thing about when they know they're coming to an end, they can wrap things up, which is nice.
Yeah. So like I really I appreciate when shows do that. They have a specific story they want to tell. They're gonna tell it and they're gonna stop. That means like, you don't get filler episodes where nothing happens at all. You don't get, random episodes that don't have anything to do with anything else just for the sake of an episode. I like that. I like when something has a clear defined path.
Mm-hmm. And it as far as so you've seen all the episodes, so nothing you've seen all the episodes. When you said you've seen them all, that means you've only seen season 1 and 2, obviously.
Yeah, season 1 and 2. Yeah, because they only are gonna start filming season 3 yet. So I mean,
I
unless
didn't know
I'm a
that.
time traveler and I haven't told you that yet, but
Yeah. I was just looking at
secrets.
I was just looking at the IMDb. I didn't look at I saw it was season 3, 2, 1. That's why I was saying that. So I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Did you want to look at the third episode? That is. Did you want to, or did you? How did you?
Let's
Did you want to
see,
wrap
what
everything
time
up?
is it? It's 9:30. I don't know. How do you feel? You want to keep going on it now, or do you want to pick it back
We can
up?
wrap it up. We can
Okay.
wrap it up, I guess, and we can come back to it next time. It's our
Yeah.
when we feel like. Yeah. So okay. So overall, So I'll give our final opinions on this particular episode. I thought as usual, I said this show has definitely got me intrigued for sure, and I'm glad you
That's
turned me
good.
on to it.
Cool.
So I'm not saying anything bad about the other shows, but the other ones were not as something I'd really like. New Girl was kind of like so, but I do like Zoe Deschanel.
Right.
I'm hoping, so that's one of the reasons why I like I said I'd even seen little segments of her shows before just because I like her.
Yeah.
So but this one is just definitely had me intrigued. I not only that, but I actually told my dad about it because we were on the phone. I said, "Hey, I saw the show Lasso," and he said, "Oh, I probably won't watch it." But I said, "Okay, but I recommend it." So
Well, there you go. That's good. I
So,
like
yeah,
that I got you a show that you actually like, because I feel like you're a little hard to get on some stuff here. So I'm glad you liked it.
yeah, I was the show we do on Mondays with Tina. I was telling her that I usually this is not a sitcom. I mean, so I would just
No,
be
it's more
classified.
of a dramedy.
Yeah, because when it comes to like sitcoms, I usually get turned off immediately, almost
Mhm.
immediately. So, and I told her that the only sitcom that I can honestly really like is a show called Taxi. I don't know if you've heard of that
Oh
from
yeah,
late
yep.
70s. Okay, so that I can watch because that also has that's comedy, but there's also a little bit of drama in that as well. So
Mhm.
and that works. But the way there's some emotional scenes that are done very well in that show, And so that's probably like the only sitcom I can sit back and say I actually really, really like. Otherwise, if I see sitcom, I just go, my eyes roll over and I go, oh, I don't want to watch this. But this is not that case. This is definitely not that case. This is, I watched it, I was like, wow, it had me intrigued. I actually wanted to watch the second episode and the third episode. So
well, there you
I was,
go. Very cool.
So as far as the this episode, I thought it was pretty good. Since I've only seen 3 episodes so far, they're all 3 are about the same. Like you said, they're, you can't really, you don't have, you said you didn't really have a favorite, right?
In these episodes that we watched, yeah, my favorite episode is in season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my
Okay,
all-time favorite episode for the whole show is in season 2.
Gotcha. So yeah, but yeah, I agree that right now, I cannot, yeah, I wouldn't have to, I would say both all 3, I should say, are definitely in the same league. So
Yeah,
as far as
yeah.
And OD has one more. Congrats for the cool review. I enjoyed it, and I will try to listen to the next. Cool.
Sounds good. Look forward to having you.
And yeah, I would recommend this show to anybody who's wants to looking for something new. I've tried
so good
shows. Yeah, I've tried shows in the past. Like I'm looking for something new, and then like I was like I watch something and it's like, oh, this is so awful, and it's like I stop watching after a while. This is not the case. There's not the case for this show, and that's not saying New Girl was actually not bad. By the way, it was not bad. I'm just saying it wasn't something really majorly appealing to whatever. Yeah. So, okay. Alrighty. Anything else you want to add about this episode?
No, I think I've shared all my little anecdotes.
Alrighty. Let's bring our question up from earlier. See what kind of response we got. Alrighty. So, oh wow, it's 106 votes. That's pretty good.
Wow. Pandas seem to have a more relaxing lifestyle. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, OD. I don't know. I mean, some lions have a pretty chill lifestyle. You get to, hunt every once in a while, but pandas definitely are more chill.
I was. Have you ever seen the is it lions that where they show those like Discovery channels where they show them out in the wilderness? Is it the male ones that just lay around all day and the females that do all the work?
Yeah. That sure is exactly how that goes. It is, yeah.
And they sleep like 20 hours a day or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pandas aren't that great either, because pandas are always depicted eating bamboo, but bamboo is actually terrible for them. They should eat other things, but they are just lazy, so that's all they eat. And it really gives them stomach problems, but they do it anyway.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to lead up to something like it was just like, it just happens to be like they're like the zookeepers or whatever, wherever their cat was, like just fed them that. But that's
no.
Is that something
pandas in the wild will eat bamboo, even though they're bears, they could eat meat. They're just too lazy, so they eat bamboo, even though it really screws up their stomachs.
Okay.
And pandas are dying out, not because I mean, obviously
even
poaching.
Though, and then you cut off. Even though they eat it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't.
Even though it makes them, it's not good for their stomachs and it makes them kind of sick. They eat it anyway because it's easy. And pandas also would rather eat than mate. So, I mean, part of the problem for pandas is poaching, but the other part of the problem for pandas becoming extinct is they don't care about mating. That's why most of them are born in zoos, and it's such a big deal when they finally get pandas to be able to mate. And like news crews are there when pandas are born in zoos, because it's really hard to get a panda to stop eating long enough to mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 2 pandas in the National Zoo in DC. And I remember when I watch TV, I don't watch TV that much on a regular basis, but I do remember anytime something would happen, they would talk about those 2 pandas. I think there was something special about those. They came from Japan or something. I can't remember.
All of the pandas in the world, any zoos that you see them on, are on loan from China.
Oh, China.
So China owns all of the pandas in the world and loans them out to zoos around the world.
Okay. I never knew that. Oh, wow. Okay.
I actually just ran across that information somewhere recently. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So anytime you see a panda in a zoo that's not in China, they are loaned from China. So like the zoos don't own them here. They are on loan from China for ridiculous amounts of money.
So all pandas are communists.
Yeah.
That's an interesting fact. I did not know. So pandas are indigenous to China, I guess.
Yes.
Is that, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess nobody's tried to like sneak one, like an embryo, like maybe artificially have one birthed out of China
Oh,
somewhere.
I've no idea. Oh, okay, here. I found all pandas, with the exception of 2 given to Mexico in 1997, are owned by China. Since the
Oh,
1950s, they have loaned them out to foreign governments as a form of diplomacy. At first for free. 2 are still alive in Mexico, but too old to have cubs. So I guess it was free at first. It's now a lot of money.
that's interesting. So the ones that I was talking about in DC are also, yeah, wow.
Yeah,
That's
they'd be
interesting.
owned by China. Yeah.
So I'm curious, does what you're reading there, does it describe what happens to the offspring, the cubs that are born?
This one here, let's see.
So if they give birth outside of China, I guess they claim ownership to the cubs
Yeah.
too.
So despite being born in America, they are the property of the Chinese government as the parents and all other pandas in zoos around the world. So yeah. So basically wherever they're born doesn't matter. They are the property of China.
Interesting. That's interesting fact learned.
These are random questions that you bring up, or does it have a purpose? Well, we started with the lion or panda thing from the episode, and we just kind of go off on tangents here and there. So that's how we found ourselves talking about the fact that pandas are all owned by China.
Yeah. Any other interesting facts about pandas that our viewers would like to know?
I'm not sure. Is human an option? I mean, sure, you can be human if you want to. That's what Jamie says. His response to the question is, "I'm me. Why would I want to be anything else?" And Ted's like, "I don't know if you realize how emotionally healthy that is."
And what was I forgot the character's name, the woman that initially asked that. What did she
Keely.
choose? Yeah,
She was asking the question, and so she eventually chose lion to, because it was a photo shoot for flavored vodka. But yeah.
Okay. All righty. Well, thanks everybody for that. We really appreciate that. And also, if you'd like to support the show, we also have NordVPN in the description below. We really appreciate that. And also, I forgot to mention earlier, and I forgot, I apologize. Rachel has her group, the charity group. Is that what it is? I'm sorry.
Yes, it's a nonprofit organization, Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley. We recruit volunteers to teach people how to read and write, mostly adults, and also how to speak English. And it's all for free. So if you can, check us out on, we have our website linked there. You can check us out on Facebook or anything else, and give us a like or a donation if you can. We work entirely off of grants and donations.
And the link for that is just below the NordVPN link. So if you go literacyconnections.org, it's there. So actually, that's odd. I'll have to correct that because it's there, but you can't click on it. So I'll have to go back and add a way so you can. I don't know why it doesn't do that, but I'll fix that. So, and yeah, thanks, and check that out. And thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Next week.
And where's my mouse there?